It's been seasons since monsters seen any milk. The bars are barren, coffers running dry, and Santa Paws cries out for something to dip his cookies into. Could two little mice make a difference? It won't be easy. Innocent paws could get caught in the crossfire, and secrets better left hidden may be uncovered. But you have to ask yourself, how far would you go for a little cheese?
Hello and welcome to West Left Forgotten, the Milk Rush. Back, squeaks, back, all right. My name is Nathan Quadrio, and I'm your game master.
My name is Miriam Feats, and I play Maude Sinclair.
My name is Jess Wolfendale, and I play Carly Whiskers.
A black screen and the screech of an eagle. You hear running. Heavy feet. Large. Fast. The wind rustles, and then you can hear the flapping of large wings. The screen fades into an empty desert. A tumbleweed bounces across, and then from the right of the screen appears a fennec fox sprinting across. We cut to a close-up of the fennec fox's face as they run. A squeak, subtitled, "My boy." A train whistle blares loudly as from a sky-high view we see the Provolone Ranger pull back his ears and reveal himself to be not only Maude's brother-in-law,
I'm still holding
Lyle,
him at gunpoint,
but also the lost father of Curly Whiskers. We see everybody standing around in a circle, Maude pointing a gun at Lyle. I understand I've dropped a few pieces of information that may be shocking to hear. I'm not sure which of these avenues we need to explore first.
You know him?
This is my sister's deadbeat of an ex.
We all have a past.
Yeah, yours seems to be a lot larger than I first anticipated. Curly, this is your father?
Yeah, it's been a while, but...
And I'd like to extend my apologies to all parties harmed, but I'm here to make amends.
And how exactly do you plan on doing that, Lyle?
And he lifts up his hand and pats the train. I would say there's enough cheese in here to share around.
You knew we were going to be here?
Well, I have to say, Curly, this is a surprise.
Oh, okay.
I feel like Estella wasn't keen to see me anymore, and so there was a chapter I had intended to close, but Laura Ellen, I was returning to bring my fortune back to her and the children. But since Curly's here, I think that there's enough. If we split it evenly, then I know that no amount of cheese can make up for an absent father, but this is me extending a hand.
This sure feels mighty convenient, especially seeing as we'd planned to bring 5 on this job, and we still weren't sure we could get it done, and now we show up and you've done it single-handed, and you're just ready to hand over all the cheese?
Seems like you've not brought everybody here.
We're understaffed. It's true.
Well, although I'd like to make it appear that me making my way on this train has been alone, it's not been. But...
So how many ways are we splitting this?
Well, for me it was important that I split it one way, that it would go to Laura Ellen. And so I had to cut ties with people who I've worked with in the past. They got me where I needed to go, and now here we are.
And just how finally were those ties cut? If you bring this back to Laura Ellen, is she going to have some very angry people knocking on her door, willing to do her harm to get the money that you stole from them?
Well, unless they're willing to dig through 6 inches of dirt, then I don't think we're going to have an issue. And let me be very clear here. I can see you, Maude, are pulling a gun on me, and you've come out to rob a train. I think that you're trying to paint yourself as this
I'm not trying to paint myself
here
as anything, Lyle. I just know what kind of dirtbag you are, and I want to make sure...
And he stares off into the distance.
I look to see what he's looking at.
And you can see a tiny speck coming over the distance, quickly growing larger.
There's something else you were expecting?
Well, I have to say I wasn't expecting anybody. And now here you are, and here, whatever that is.
I pull the second 6-shooter because it's a Western and I haven't held 2 guns yet.
Yes.
Yeah. And I point one gun at Lyle and I point the other at the figure that's coming towards us.
Quicker than you could possibly imagine, heading towards you, rising up out of the horizon, is a full-sized ostrich.
Okay.
Bearing towards you.
Well,
That don't look good.
I drop my backpack and start trying to pull my shotgun out of it.
I don't know how useful our bullets are going to be against that.
The Provolone Ranger readies his rifle.
Take cover. And I'm going to run to get as much cover from this thing as the train will allow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try to jump on the other side of one of the couplets, linking the carriages together, just to get something between me and it, and ready my shotgun.
And I just want cover behind the train, but also a line of sight for as long as possible.
So around the front of the train, maybe you're going around behind the front of the train?
Sure.
Beautiful.
Let's say that.
Lyle's going to climb up on top. Rodney's going to join you behind one of the couplets, Curly. And Tumbleweed disappears into the dust as he does. And then you can hear, echoing over as this ostrich is barreling towards you. That cheese is mine! As you see, as it comes closer, Lasqueakus Jones riding on top of this ostrich, like bouncing up and down, no saddle, holding onto the feathers as tight as he can.
Is he on the body of the ostrich holding onto neck feathers, or is he on the head of the ostrich ratatouilleing it?
I think that
now that you mention it,
so that you can see him, the best vision would be ratatouilleing on top of the ostrich's head, which is popping quite aggressively.
Yeah, love it.
Well, cheese is mine.
Jesus Christ in heaven.
Yeah, I think Maude is a little bit stunned in this moment.
Any chance you could get this train going?
That seems like a bit of a longer thing that it's not easy. And Lal shoots his rifle and it pierces the ostrich in its enormous neck. But it's still got so much momentum moving forwards that it's kind of stumbling even though it's injured.
All right.
I'll back the play. I'll take a shot.
Please do.
Goes wide, baby. That's a 19 over 12.
It's just so shocking. Lasqueakus on an ostrich?
Yeah.
Being shot by your brother-in-law on a train full of cheese.
I'm really having a moment right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
As the momentum of the ostrich starts to slow and it falls, you can hear Lasqueakus. I guess this is my stop! And he slides down the neck of the ostrich like a slide, and then grabs on, almost like Legolas in Lord of the Rings, and swings around and uses the momentum to land on the ground and begins sprinting towards you, pulling out 2 6-shooters as he rushes towards you and the train.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was that graceful.
Nobody's gonna take this cheese from me! Lasqueakus!
How close is he?
So he's probably 50 meters from you now.
All right.
And gaining aggressively.
Can I take a shot in front of him to see if that sort of like cold hit of reality of like, oh, people are actually going to shoot guns at me is going to like stop whatever this is, or if we're actually going to have to.
And he sprints and you shoot in front of him and he runs straight through it. Oh, yeah! The cheese is spicy!
I'm going to hold up my shotgun towards him, start aiming, not really knowing what I'm doing, and then pause and pull it down for a second and think and go, this train has been here blasting its horn in the middle of the desert. If Lasqueakus has made it here already, there's got to be other people coming, and I'm going to take a look on the horizon.
Okay, you take a look on the horizon. Highs or lows?
Highs.
Okay, you're looking out on the horizon, and so you're kind of just looking in the wrong direction, and so you miss. Reginald D. Hootsevelt swoop in above you.
Oh.
10 is going to miss you, so he tries to grab the shotgun out of your hand and just kind of swoops past and misses you.
Oh boy.
And all of a sudden, everybody is aware of Hootsevelt now swooping from above as Lasqueakus charges at the train.
All right, I'm going to take a shot at him as he flies off.
Okay, roll to shoot.
And yeah, I think as Curly takes a proper shot at Hootsevelt, I'm going to take a shot at Lasqueakus.
Okay.
Duck, duck, dice. Woo! 5, baby.
Okay.
Woo! 6 under 12.
Okay. Roll your damage now.
That's a 3 on my shotgun.
That's a 5
Hey.
on my 6-shooter.
Okay, so Maude shoots at Lasqueakus. Lasqueakus shoots at Lyle with a 1. Bam! Straight in the chest. The 6-shooter shoots Lyle, and Lyle goes flying back and lands on the ground next to you. Blood pooling in his chest. He's still alive, but it is a massive wound.
I'm just going to rip his bandana off his neck and push it into his chest. You don't get to die unless I kill you.
You feel something firm underneath your hand, and you realize that he's wearing some kind of padding and protection.
But still bleeding?
So yeah, there still seems to be some kind of
Okay.
blood coming through.
Great. And then I'll just kind of take half a second to look at him, and then I'm going to take another shot at Lasqueakus
Okay.
with my second gun.
Okay, roll to hit Lasqueakus. As Lasqueakus is arriving at the train,
Yeah.
his right arm kind of, not flailing, but
Yeah.
hurt behind this on his side.
Yeah, that's an 18 over 12.
You're holding one hand on Lyle, you're shooting to an aggressively moving target, and he runs and runs and runs, and he jumps into the train.
Into the train.
Yeah, he's in the carriage, the front carriage, the engine of the train.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he closes the door behind him.
Choo-choo, you little squeakers! I'm immediately going to run to whatever couples the engine car to the cars full of cheese and see if there's anything we can do about just uncoupling the train
Great.
so that he takes the engine and not the money.
Okay, roll a will save.
That's 12 over 8.
Okay, you're rushing and you're trying to work it out, but there's kind of it's heavy and it's large, and you're not a trained person, so you're not able to work it out at this moment. As Rodney rushes to the door and starts to use his feet, slam, and trying to like kick the door open.
Yep. As you rush past me towards the coupling I'm at, I see you doing that.
Yeah.
Rush the other way towards the engine car, and I'm gonna whip up to grab the chimney of the train and pull myself up so that I'm on top of the
Okay, roll a deck save.
Nat 1, baby.
Yes!
It's my moment.
You swing up successfully, looping up. It's now like it tied itself in a beautiful knot around there, so you can keep that if you wanted to hold on once the train starts moving.
And once I'm up there, I'm going to take another shot at Hootsevelt if he's nearby.
Okay, can you roll with disadvantage because he's a bit higher up?
That was a nat 20, so we're going to not bother with the second roll.
He's just so far above.
Is there any other way into this front carriage than the one that Lasqueakus took and shut behind him?
There are several small windows,
Okay.
but they're quite small.
I'm going to climb up to one of these smaller windows, and I'm just going to see if I can level a shot at Lasqueakus through the window.
I would allow it, but you would need to roll a disadvantage because he's moving. He's like getting
Okay.
everything ready for the train to move. You're shooting through a window at an angle because like the window is further back from where
Yeah.
he is at the control booth.
Yeah. I'll give it a shot. No, that's an 18 and a 6. So
Unfortunately.
that does not hit him.
Okay, highs or lows?
Highs. So I've been rolling so high.
That's a 6 on the die. You shoot, and the glass in the window blows out and smashes you in the face, and you're cut up, and you take 1, whatever you take.
Great. I have 1 hit point.
Good.
Cool.
What's Hootsevelt doing?
Hootsevelt is beginning to come down. Now you're the most obvious thing, so he's heading down towards you.
I'm going to hold, wait till the last moment, and roll out of the way to shoot him in the back.
Okay. Can you
Fine.
make a dex save for me?
It's a 12 over 6.
Okay, so the roll happens, but it's a little bit clunky as he kind of swoops down, so maybe the timing's a little bit off. So you can, but you will need to roll the attack at disadvantage.
Yeah. 12 over 6.
But as I would say, even if you're not rolling, you're kind of like ditching to the ground, he would have disadvantage as well, which is not going to hit you.
Great.
Highs or lows?
Highs.
He swoops down so low and you jump out and the timing is just wrong. He slams into the train.
Amazing.
And he is now like face first in the train. Oh my God. Sweet baby Jesus. So now we have
yeah.
Yeah.
Lyle on the ground on the other side of the
next to the
train.
train.
Maud's holding onto the train. You've been glassed. Rodney's at the door. You still don't see Tumbleweed.
Yeah. Lyle, if you're done playing possum, we could sure use some help up here.
Well, I can definitely try something. And he's gonna, climb up. And he's looking. I don't-
So maybe we can get him onto the coupling. He's been driving this train, so send him off to...
So he goes onto the coupling and he starts to work on the coupling and starts to move it. As the train slowly starts moving forwards. Oh, it's hard. I think we're going to have a little late here. With 15, he doesn't get it in time.
Cool. Yeah.
All right, my shotgun's done. So I'm just going to attempt to... all right. I do a little gun butt.
Okay, roll a strength check.
On a bird brain.
Roll a strength saving throw.
2 under 9.
Hey.
Okay. Bam! Hoots about... Oh, my... Please, have mercy.
And I'm just going to look down at him, this tiny little mouse, and I'm going to go, got milk. And I'm going to kick him off of the train.
Roll a strength save. This is a big bird in comparison to you.
6 under 9.
Hey.
Please, have mercy.
Got milk.
Ugh. He rolls off the train on the opposite side to Rodney and Maude. But he does land. Oh, yeehaw! Oh my gosh! As the train begins to depart and move on.
I'm just at the back of the train, arm stretched. Tumbleweed!
Bird, don't wait for me!
Okay.
Sure.
Okay, as the train begins to move off, with Curly on top, Lyle on the coupling at the back, Rodney and Maude on the side, and Lasqueakus in the engine. As it slowly picks up speed.
I think my first question is how precarious is my position as the train starts moving? Because it was okay while it was standing still, but I want to know if it's something that's going to change in a few moments' time when we pick up speed.
It's pretty rough on the side.
The train carriage, I mean the engine carriage, does it have that little like jutty out bit at the back that I could climb into that would be more secure, or is it just a straight down to the coupling?
A little balcony at the back.
Yeah.
So it does have a little back balcony, but
Okay.
the back balcony is loaded up.
Okay.
So there's stuff there and there's boxes that are tied down. So you probably could stand there, but it's not going to be able to get you in anywhere.
So that's, I think, what I want to try and do is climb myself up into that so that I've at least don't feel like when we pick up much more speed, I'm going to get flung off the side of this train.
Bird, come on, bird. As Rodney calls you from down there.
I look down over the side.
Can I have a hand up, please?
Yeah, give me a moment. And I'm going to tie a rope around the chimney so that my whip is free, and I'm going to lower the whip down.
Okay.
For Rodney to grab.
Okay, fantastic. Rodney grabs the whip and hauls themselves up the side of the train, landing beside you.
Okay.
Wow, thank you.
You're not related to either of us, are you? There's not going to be some sort of reveal here?
With his wing, he kind of just points.
Uh-huh.
Roadrunner. Mouse.
Yeah.
I don't think there's going to be any relation here.
Wonderful. Good to hear.
But your dad, hey.
Is Lyle getting up as well?
Yeah, so
Yeah, I
Lyle
would
is
turn
kind of
to
moving.
help
Yeah.
Lyle up to where I am.
Well, thank you, Maude.
I ain't doing it for you.
Well, you just got a line for everything, don't you?
How bad is your injury right now?
I think I'll be all right for a little while, but I wouldn't want to get into any more scrapes soon.
I think I'm a little worse than you right now. I got a good shot on Lasqueakus in the shoulder, but and I blew out one of the windows, so there's a shot to be taken, but I'm worried that if I take it, something might go wrong.
I think there might be some way in back here, and he kind of starts to pour around. You got anything sharp on you?
Am I wearing my mousetrap?
You would be, absolutely.
Great.
Yeah.
I pull my mousetrap off, and there's that sharp bit of the spring that I've tried to use to Jimmy locks before. This is the best I got.
Well, let's give it a go. And he's trying to cut some of the ropes on these boxes and just kind of push them off.
I'll help with if he cuts, I could be the one that throws to
Beautiful.
speed it all up.
All right. I'm going to take this time to look on the horizon and make sure we don't have any more adversaries coming in.
Looking in front of you, as far as you can see, there are no adversaries. But you do see something kind of coming in from your right, moving in towards you.
Okay.
And as it gets closer and closer, your heart skips a beat.
Gouda.
As Gouda
Yes.
is sprinting to catch up with the train.
My Gouda boy! Come here, boy!
as Gouda is sprinting faster
yeah.
than you have ever seen Gouda Good
What does that mean?
running towards you.
This is great news.
Maude and Lyle, you have pushed away all of the boxes, and there's kind of like a little grate underneath
Great.
that
Okay.
you believe that you can get through. Well, Miss Hero, I'm sure I'm going to allow you to go first here.
What a gentleman,
And he
Lyle.
opens it up. Since you've been protecting Laura Ellen all this time, I wouldn't want to take that away from you, honey.
When this is over, you and me are going to have words. Yeah, I guess I draw. I mean, it's like army crawl through kind
Yeah.
of. Great. Yeah, sure. Let's do it. I'll have my 6-shooter in front of me.
And Lasqueakus is there, and he's moving
Yep.
things. Finally, the chase is gonna be mine. I'll bring it back. They'll all love me. I'll be more than sheriff. I'll be the mayor of Munster.
Hands up, Lasqueakus.
Oh no, I've been foiled. I've been caught again.
Step away from the controls.
Oh, Maude Sinclair.
Is he actually backing up away from the controls?
He is
at
backing
all?
away from the control.
Okay.
Maude Sinclair has got me. And he turns around, and strapped to his chest is a large bottle of the oldest, stinkiest, most moldy milk that it's an ancient artifact that is heralded and has been kept. The last bottle of milk that was delivered to Munster from Moldy Midge, the old lady who lives on the edge of town, because her house is so stinky, it is now attached to his chest. If you shoot him, you will release this stinking milk.
You monster.
What can I say, Maude? Love makes you do crazy things.
Love for the cheese?
Love for the cheese? No, love for myself. Look at me.
In 2025, I'm going to be more like Lasqueakus.
Munster would be lucky to have me.
Is Lyle in the room yet?
Lost coming through.
Yeah, okay.
And he crawls through his...
Well, this is a bit of an odd situation.
And at that moment,
Yes?
Yes.
at all this time, I've been carefully measuring out my rope. And I'm going to jump off the side of the train, swing in, and with my powerful feet,
Yes.
break in the window and swing straight into Lasqueakus.
Okay. Roll a deck save.
Come on, Jess. Come on.
3 under 6.
Wow, so you've been measuring your rope and
I've
you
been
measured
measuring
accurately.
Yes.
And you know what? He's here. Gouda's back. And with Gouda by your side, you can achieve anything.
Yeah.
Because he's such a good boy.
Such a good boy.
You slam through the window, and then you go, BAM! You slam into Lasqueakus. Oh my! And you send him slamming into the wall. Of course, you are unaware
Yep.
that he had strapped to his chest the moldy milk held for years breaks onto the ground, and the stench begins to rise up and fill your nostrils and fill your ears and fill your mouth as it's almost like a physical presence in the room. Can everybody make will saves?
Oh,
Fail for Lyle.
that's a 4 under 8.
Okay,
Makes sense being the closest to it. 16 over 10.
Ooh.
Maude is the only survivor.
As I stand over the corpses.
Your comrades.
Almost instantaneously, Lyle, Lasqueakus, and Curly begin to vomit, hurl everywhere. The stench is incredible. It's almost like a living thing. It's like this physical thing begins to roll on the ground. It's almost like a solid, like cheese almost now, as they vomit all around you. Now, not only is the carriage filled with the stench of the old cheese, but also with the slick vomit of 3 mice all over the ground.
From where I'm standing, can I see out the front of the carriage to the track ahead?
Yes?
Can I just do a quick, no one is now controlling this train? Are we still just on straight open track? Check?
Correct.
Okay.
So
great.
the train is just going straight down this track.
Okay.
Rodney swings down
Oh, yeah.
to go through the hole
Rodney, no!
It's all over the floor now. Rodney's vomit as well.
Okay, everybody is vomiting and on the ground.
Yep.
Can I see an emergency brake?
Roll a will save with advantage.
That is a 6 under 8.
Nice.
Okay, you look, there's a whole bunch of stuff happening here in order to keep it
Yeah.
going, but there is a big old thing to pull here. That's what you asked for.
Yep.
So
Big old lever.
there's
Big
a big
old
old
lever.
lever right there.
I think I look at everybody on the ground in the milk and quite redundantly say, brace yourselves,
Yeah.
and grab and pull.
Okay, beautiful. Can you make a deck save for me, Curly?
Oh, sure. 14 over 6.
As everybody, except for Lasqueakus, who apparently has managed to pull himself back together,
Oh, gosh.
goes flying, wham, to the front wall.
Do any of us hit any of the controls?
Highs or lows?
Lows.
That's a 14.
Ooh.
Do you want to hit buttons?
Like, no.
Okay, great. As you slam it
Right.
down, Curly, your hand just mashes into a big green button.
A big green button.
A big green button.
I don't know what I just did.
Are you still putting pressure on it?
Uh-huh.
Maybe sometimes it's like when you release is when the thing happens. So maybe
Okay.
just
Okay.
keep pressure.
As Lasqueakus begins to move towards the window.
I pull my gun out again. Don't move.
Oh, no, Maude. Oh, no, I already used that one. Well then. It seems we've reached an impasse, Miss Sinclair.
What? Do you know what this button does?
Does anybody know what any button does?
No.
You got 3 seconds or I shoot you.
With a 6 under 10, he's going to leap out the window.
Can I try and shoot as he jumps?
Roll with disadvantage as he's like
Yes.
Damn,
but I
I
was also
yeah.
ready to shoot.
Yeah.
I so desperately wanted to whip his ankle and bring him back in.
It's a 13 over 12.
Oh, very close. Ricochets off just as he leaps out of the still moving train. Like very slowly. You haven't stopped it completely. It's
Yeah.
moving.
Go to fetch.
I had a very different vision for how this is going to go down, but I like it.
Yep.
Can you roll a d20 for me?
16.
Well, hello there, little boy.
Who?
To
Huh?
Gouda as Gouda's coming towards him.
As Gouda
Yeah,
approaches
okay.
Lasqueakus. As you can slowly are moving a little bit ahead of him.
As all of that's going on, I'm going to turn to Lyle, who I think is still on the ground. Lyle, you stopped this thing before. Do you know what any of this does?
I took a short course and I know how to get the train moving. And I knew how to stop it once we'd arrived. There are some finer points that I wasn't quite aware of.
Do you know what that green button?
I think that it perhaps has something to do with the whistle.
Oh. Should I take my hand off it?
I guess if you do, the whistle goes. Can I scan the horizon?
Everyone's like, horizon, horizon, horizon. You scan the horizon and you do see the little kind of like mound that is Munster in the distance.
I can't see anyone out there, so I don't think it's the end of the world if the whistle goes.
Okay. I'm going to take my hand off now.
I trust you.
I take my hand off.
Okay. As far as you're aware, nothing has happened.
I'm head out the window looking back behind us, making sure that didn't decouple something.
Okay,
or
yes. So all of the cheese has been decoupled, and you are now, well, maybe 150 meters in front of the rest of the cheese as they have slowed and you continue
okay.
to move. So it's not really that far,
Yeah.
but there is now a significant gap between the two. And you look out and you do see, not amicably, Lasqueakus riding Kuda and taking him back to the cheese.
I look at Maude and I see how like disheveled she is.
What do you want to do?
I guess it's no stunt doubles here, huh?
No, it's just us.
You stop the train. And I'm going to jump off the back of the train, roll, and start running. And I'm going to put my hand in my mouth and I'm going to give a big whistle to try to call Gouda back to me.
As Gouda like stops and skids in the sand and whips around, Lasqueakus manages to hold on
Come here, boy.
and begins to sprint towards you.
No, tiny beast! We've got to get over there! The cheese! Tiny beast, please!
Meanwhile, we're having a Baywatch, like, running towards us.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Except every time it cuts back to Gouda, the squeakers is on the back, looking, bow.
Yeah.
I would also like to jump out the carriage
Yep.
and sort of run a little bit around to the side, and I want to pull out my lasso to actually use it for its intended purpose. And when they get close enough, I'd like to try and lasso Lesqueakus and whip him off Gouda's back onto the ground.
Roll to lasso.
18 over 12.
Okay, you go to throw it.
Yeah.
But you're just distracted by the intense emotional connection between Gouda and Curly.
It's such a beautiful moment.
Yeah.
It is.
One perfect tear.
And then you're broken out of the moment.
Tiny beast! The cheese! The cheese!
And then he just falls off deliberately. And then gets up and begins to sprint back towards the cheese.
Oh, the cheese is mine, I tells you!
I kind of look at Curly and see that moment happening, and I'm going to run after Lesqueakus.
Sure.
Beautiful.
Yeah?
As Lesqueakus runs, he trips and falls onto the ground, and he's crawling and pulling himself up. But there's so much sand, and he's getting caught, and he stands up and he's sprinting again.
I have to get to the cheese!
Sheriff Jones.
Sheriff? You called me the sheriff?
I did, sir.
And he turns around and looks at you, completely askew, his shirt unbuttoned, his clothes, his hat twisted to the side.
Hello, Maude.
Hello, Sheriff.
It's me. Sheriff. Let's arrest those men. Those foul men. That one over there who came in and ruined everything.
Sheriff, that wasn't Curly's fault. I'm sorry, sir. What are you trying to do right now? What is this cheese going to accomplish?
A new town. Lesqueakusville. I see it. Every house a Lesqueakus above the door. As people walking through the streets. Lesqueak! Lesqueak! A new day dawns over Lesqueakusville. Isn't it beautiful, Maude?
It is, but...
And then they'll take me to the pictures. Curly's mother never wanted him to be famous, but when she comes here and meets me, she'll want me to be in the movies on my own solo tour. Lesqueakus in lights.
Lesqueakus...
Start spreading the nose. I'm squeaking today.
What happens when the milk runs dry again?
Well, there's so much cheese in here, the milk won't run dry. We can use this cheese to make more milk.
Sheriff, that's not how it works.
That's what they say. Milk begets more milk. Clang, clang, clang with the trolley. Ring, ring, ring.
Sir, I understand what it is that you want for yourself, but I don't know if even this much cheese can make it happen. What about all the people in Munster? What about your town? The people who love you? The people
Lesqueakusville?
What about the people who will live in Lesqueakusville? Is there enough cheese for your dream and for them? Or are you just making yourself a name that's going to lead to everybody else losing theirs?
Are you saying that you're going to share this cheese with everybody?
As much as I can,
That
yes.
you wouldn't take it for yourself and your poor little sister and all those tiny mouths to feed? Or that Curly won't run off with all of this cheese?
I can't.
He's got a solo career to reboot.
I can't speak for Curly. I can't speak for anyone but myself, Sheriff, but all I want is a town and a life that I can live with my sister without worrying when the next meal is. If we share this cheese out, then everybody can live that way, not just one of us.
And what about when the cheese runs out for you? What about when all this milk runs dry?
It's always going to run dry, but if we can use what we have now to build ourselves a life where it doesn't matter if the milk runs dry or not anymore because we have something else, something better.
There's a world beyond milk.
I think so, Sheriff, yeah. Don't you want to find out what that's like?
Oh, Maude, have I really been so misguided for so many years?
Oh, Sheriff. I want to walk up and see if he allows kind of like an arm around the shoulder at this moment in time.
Okay, you do so. I even changed my middle name to Milk.
Lesqueakus Milk Jones?
I thought I had a nice ring to it.
It does. No, it does. I like it. Sheriff, I changed my name to Mousetrap because it was a name that I needed to take to keep my family healthy. But I'm not planning on keeping it. That's the great thing about names is you can just change them. Milk was the Lesqueakus of yesterday, but what's the Lesqueakus of tomorrow going to be?
But I can't go back to Munster now. They'll all think I'm a laughing stock. I mean,
if you come back to Munster with cheese enough to set the town straight and to get everyone back on their feet, I think, Sheriff, that no one's going to be laughing at you.
Okay. If you say so, I have to be honest. I've caused quite a scene back there.
Okay, well,
I staged Curly's death.
Oh!
I sent a letter to his mother saying that he was dead.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
I paid off his friend Chinchilla Charlie to run off with the mounts.
well, you know what? Good
Of
is
course,
back.
I made such a mess. What's Mrs. Whiskers gonna think when she gets here?
You know what, Sheriff? Is Mrs. Whiskers the only one that you told that Curly died?
I didn't know if there was anybody else to tell.
Well, how about we get back to town, we clean up whatever death you staged, and we just move on.
That blood was so expensive.
Well, I mean,
used town money on that. Okay, let's go.
all right.
In the background of all this has been a heartfelt
Yes.
reunion.
Yes.
And I get on my beloved Gouda,
Mm-hmm.
seeing that Lesqueakus is sort of taken care of, hopefully. I make my way back up to the engine carriage and just, has he stopped the train by
The train
now?
has stopped.
Wonderful.
Lala's coming out.
Great.
Rodney is kind of limping, really feeling finally the effects of his imprisonment.
Great. And I'm just going to call out to Lau. All right, why don't you bring that on back there, get it coupled back up, and I'll make sure we got a good spot in town for you.
All right then, Sheriff.
Then we can discuss what's to happen with all that cheese back there.
I suppose we can.
And I spur on Gouda back towards the town.
And the camera pans up, and we can see Curly and Gouda heading to town, and Lesqueakus and Maude moving forward to the rest of the group. And we fade to black, and that's where we're going to call the session.
You've been listening to Best Left Forgotten. You can find and follow us on X, Instagram, and Blue Sky at Best Left Podcast, and on our Best Left Forgotten Facebook page, where we post updates, info, and additional content. A full song and artist list for this episode can be found in the description. Our cover art is by Irit Mogilevsky, who can be found on Instagram at irit.mog. Thanks to Jess Wolfendale, our editor, Miriam Feats, our social media manager, and Nathan Quadro, our producer. If you enjoyed our episode today, please leave a review and tell your friends.